श्रीमान वेंकटनाथार्य कवितार्किक केसरी वेदांताचार्य वर्ग्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदाकृति श्रीवासरंग परकाल मुनित्रयाप्त लक्ष्मात्मरक्षण यतियुगागमान्तम् आचार्य भक्ति परिपूतमनर्गशीलं गोपाल देशिक मुनिं गुरुमाश्रयामः। व्यासं वसिष्ठनप्तारं शक्ते पौत्रमकल्मषं पराशरात्मजं वन्दे सुखतातं तपोनिधिं। व्यासाय विष्णुरूपाय व्यासरूपाय विष्णवे नमो वै ब्रह्मनिधये वासिष्ठाय नमो नमः। Last week we did the 64th sloka, Anivarti Nivrittatma, that slokam. Shripati Srimatam Varaha, that is how we concluded the slokam. Now, next one, 65th is Shrida Srisha Srinivasa Srinidhi Srivibhavanaha Sridhara Srikara Shreya Shriman Lokatrayasrayaha Shrida Srisha Srinivasa Srinidhi Srivibhavanaha Sridhara Srikara Shreya Shriman Lokat. How many Sri? Sri he means Mahalakshmi. So it's a very beautiful, auspicious, Mangalakaramana slokam. Pavitranam pavitramyo mangalanam cha mangalam. Sri he brings, Mahalakshmi brings the mangalam. So we will just do the one-liner artham first, meaning. Then we will enjoy the individual nama briefly. Sridaha. Sridaha means one who gives glories, one who gives the Vaibhavam. Sridaha, the giver of glories. Sri Shaha, one who is the Lord of Sri. Sri Nivasaha, one who is the abode of Mahalakshmi, one who is the residence of Mahalakshmi, one in whom Mahalakshmi resides. Sri Nivasan. Sri Nidhi, one in whom Lakshmi or wealth resides. Sri Nidhi. Sri Vibhavanaha, one who owes his greatness, his glories to Mahalakshmi. He owes his greatness to Mahalakshmi. Sri Vibhavanaha. Sri Dharaha, one who has Sri, one who bears Sri. Sri Tangubhavan, one who has Sri, one who supports Sri. So Sri Karaha, one who is with Mahalakshmi in his all avatarams, in all forms. Sri Karaha. Shreya Sriman, he who has Mahalakshmi, who is resorted to by bhaktas, by bhagavatas, by devotees for attaining the goodness, the well-being. Lokatrayasrayaha, one who is with Mahalakshmi and who is the resort, who is the refuge, who is the go-to person for all three worlds, Trilokam, the upper world, lower world and us, all three worlds. So Lokatraya Asrayaha, that's the kind of one-liner meaning for the slokam 65. Shrida Srisha Srinivasa Srinidhi Srivibhavanaha Sridhara Srikara Shreya Shriman Lokatrayasrayaha. Sridaha, the giver of glories. As mentioned in the beginning, Sri Parasara Bhattar, the Shishya of Ramanuja, the son of Kurattalvan, he explains the Bhagavan's inseparable association with Pirati Mahalakshmi. In this nama, in this name, he talks about Bhagavan is the giver of glory to Mahalakshmi in the form of supreme love, which is eternal, which is fresh, which is spontaneous. Mahalakshmi, the Sri that he gives, Lakshmi is making her declare that I would never ever separate from you. Agalagillen irayum endra alarmel mangai urai marban. Nammalvar says, Agalagillen girayum. Even for a fraction of a second, I will never ever separate from you. And she resides with him in his chest, in Vakshasthalam. Sri Parasara Bhattar Vyakyanam is Nitya Nutana Nirvyaja Pranaya Rasa Shriyam Tasyai Dadati Iti Sridaha. That is to say, he is her life. He gives reference to Vishnu Puranam by Parasara Maharishi. Vishnoresha Anapayini. Apayini means separate. Anapayini means never separate. Nitya Anapayini means never ever separate. Eternally never ever separate. She is ever inseparable from Vishnu. Ananyahi Maya Sita Bhaskarena Prabhayata. Rama says, Sita cannot be without me. Just like the sun and its splendor and its luster and its jyoti, sun and its brightness cannot be separated from each other. Sita cannot be without me. Ananyahi Maya Sita Bhaskarena Prabhayata. In Sita says, Ananya Raghavenaham Bhaskarena Prabhayata. Just as the radiance cannot be separated from the sun, I cannot be separated from Rama. In Sundarakandam, Sita says, if Sri is taken to mean wealth, then the interpretation is the Lord is the giver of wealth to his devotees. Shri Shankaracharya's Vyakyanam is Sriyam Dadati Bhaktanam Iti Sridaha. So, Sri Bhattar Vyakyanam centralizes this to the case of Sri herself. He is the one who gives Mahalakshmi the quality of Sri. Just as she is the one who gives him the Puranatvam, the Sriyapatitvam. The idea is that the two are one inseparable Tattvam. Together the Divya Dampati is Ekaseshitvam. Divya Dampati is the Lord for us. Since Bhagavan is the giver of wealth, the question arises, what kind of wealth should we seek? The Dharma Chakram writer says there are two kinds of wealth. One is Shreyas, other is Preyas. Preyas is the search for material wealth. Condo, car, credit card, cash, wealth, everything. That is Preyas. Shreyas is the search for in eternal wealth. The wealth which will never ever diminish. The wealth that would take us uplifted. And it is in Kathopanishad. We should learn to worship Vishnu with the interest in seeking Shreyas and not Preyas. Even though Bhagavan will bestow whatever the seeker seeks. The lesson to take this from this Nama is we should seek the ultimate blissful wealth in this life by worshipping Vishnu, so the means for attaining moksha. Then what about wealth? I do need wealth for filling my stomach. Yes. Yengum Tiruvarul Petri in Buruvar, Andal says. If you seek Lord for attaining moksha, He would definitely bestow you with the wealth for which you would be comfortable in living. The Aishwaryam that you would be comfortable in sustenance. When you go to a king for 1,000 coins bag, you cannot go to the king for asking a kilo of vegetables. Naturally, he would give you the golden coins, the bag full of coins with which you can get whatever that you want. So, in summary, the Nama illustrates he is the giver of wealth to the devotees. He is the giver of the attribute of Sri to Mahalakshmi. And she is the giver of Purnatvam to the Lord. The two are inseparable Tattvam. Perumal and Pirati Mahalakshmi are like the sun and the Prabha, sun and the luster. That is Sri Sa, then Sri Da, then Sri Sha. He who is the Isha or the Lord of Sri. Here, the actual meaning is he is the Lord of Mahalakshmi. That is the meaning. But Parasara Bhatta gives reference to another meaning, beautiful interpretation. He says she is the ruler of Vishnu. Pirati is in the form of his qualities. He is Divya Mangala Vigraha form. She is the Mangalam. So, Sri Ishaha Asya Asa Sa Sri Shaha. She is also his ruler. He does not act without the consent and approval from her. We do know about Andal's story. When Goda appeared as a small baby next to the Tulasi Madam in Periyalvar's Nandavanam, the garden, he picked her up, the little baby girl, and named her Kodai because she looked like a garland of flower. Kodai in Tamil means a malai, garland of flower. Goda in Sanskrit means the one who grants vak, the one who grants jnanam. So Goda in Sanskrit and Kodai in Tamil. And she grew up listening to Srimad Bhagavatam, Ramayanam, Sri Krishna's stories, all that she grew up. She did not grow up watching Netflix and Amazon. So she grew up in a spiritual environment by the father. Nowadays the father watch everything else but the son to learn Vishnu Sahasramam. How is it possible? We become the role model for our children. So Isha Asyasa Sri Shaha. So here this Goda, when she grew up to be a little girl, 7-8 years probably, she was seeing a garland, Tulasi Malai or garland of flowers made by Periyalvar. He picks up the flowers and makes a garland for the Lord, Vadapatra Sai of Sri Villiputtur. And what she used to do, listening to the story of Krishna, listening to the story of Rama, she wanted him to be her Lord to get married to. And she thought, I would check whether I am suitable for him. So she used to adorn that garland, stand in front of the mirror and check whether she is suitable for him. And then she feels satisfied that, okay, I'm fit enough. Then she takes the garland out, keeps it on the table. Periyalvar does not know about it because he goes out to perform his Sandhya Vandanam, comes back, picks up the garland, go to the temple, adorn the Lord with the same garland which Goda used to wear. It was going on for a few months. One day he saw a kind of strand of hair, long hair on the garland. He inquired his wife. She said, no, I never touch. Then he asked Goda, by any chance did you go near the garland? Some hair seems to be in the garland. And poor girl, she is not like me, tells lies. She told the truth because young, small, big girl. She said, yeah, Pa, every day I used to wear this garland just to check whether I am suitable and fit to get married to Krishna, Vadapatra Sai. He was shocked. He was terribly shaken with fear. What apacharam you are committing? This is for the Lord. The flower garland is for Lord. Uduttu kalaindanin pidagavadai uduttu kalattadundu. The dress, the garland which he wears and gives to us, we should take as prasadam and we should wear. Not the other way. What did you do? This is complete unforgivable apacharam. Anyway, now that I know today, I would not take this garland to the temple. And he did not take. He felt bad and he felt that so many months it's been happening and he did not know. And he went to bed without even taking food that day. And in the dream appeared the Lord Vadapatra Sai of Sri Villiputtur. He said, why you didn't bring the mala today, garland? And she said, no. But he said in the dream, replied that because Goda had worn it. No, I've been enjoying what she had given, because she is the one who has already ruled me with her bhakti, ruled me with her unflinching, unconditional faith in me that I would get married to her. She is Andal. She is a ruler of me. So make sure that she adorns the garland by herself before it is offered to me. Then we know the story how she got married to Ranganatha, how she united with the Lord then and there in the Sannidhi. So she is the Andal. This Andal is none other than Bhumi Piratti Avataram. Swami Vedanta Desika says she is even the Amsam of Mahalakshmi. Sri Vishnu Chitta Kulanandana Kalpavalli Sri Rangaraja Harichandana Yogadrasyam Sakshak Shamam Karunaya Kamalami Vanyam Sakshak Shamam. Sakshat she is Bhumi Piratti. Karunaya Kamalami Vanyam. She is Mahalakshmi Amsam in Karunai. How can Mahalakshmi and Bhumi Piratti be the same? They are one and the same. Bhumi Piratti, Mahalakshmi, Neela Devi, they are all personification of Porumai. Bhumi Piratti is a personification of Kshama, Porumai, and Chantihi. Bhumi Piratti, Sri is the personification of Daya. Neela Devi is the personification of Preeti, Premam, love, Bhakti. So she is Mahalakshmi herself. And that is why she is Andal. She is called Andal, Ennai Andal. She has ruled me. And here we have Andal, ruler, Sri Shaha, Sri Dasrisha, Sri Nivasa, Sri Nivasaya Namaha. Sri Nivasa is abode of Lakshmi, support of Lakshmi. He who dwells in purified hearts, he who resides where Lakshmi resides, Sri Nivasan. Parasara Bhattar interprets that Nama based on the incident of Bhagavan churning the Milky Ocean in the 20th slokam. Lakshmi emerges from the ocean and takes place on his Vakshasthalam. And here Parasara Bhattar says she is the one who resides in his chest. Shankara Bhashyam says the occurrence is she is found to reside permanently. Sri Chinmayananda describes all glory, all power, strength to be good, to perform creative act of dharma. She is found to never reside permanently in anyone except that of Lord Vishnu. Even great sages, saints in recorded history have come to compromise the perfection in them. The only place where imperfections never enter is Mahavishnu, is Narayana. Hence Mahavishnu is indicated as Sri Nivasan, the permanent abode of Mahalakshmi. In this slokam, Parasara Bhattar says the oneness of Bhagavan and Piratti. He is the continuous support of Lakshmi. The word Nitya, Divya, Valya, Iva Kalpadruma, Tasya, Nitya, Anupagna, Sri Nivasaha. Sri Shankara Bhashyam says, Srimatsu Nityam Vasati iti Sri Nivasaha. He who dwells in Bhagavatas, Bhaktas, who are endowed with Sri, who are endowed with virtue, Dharmam. And so Bhagavan lives in the hearts of those who are referred to as Sriman, or those who have Sri in them. So here Sri Nivasaha, Srinivasan, Lord Srinivasan at Tirupati, Tirumala is in whom the Lord, the Mahalakshmi resides in his Vakshasthalam inseparably. It also means he lives in those who are blessed with Sri, who are blessed with virtue, Dharmam, referring to the virtue in the devotees of Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the permanent abode of all auspicious quality. So Sri Nidhi, he who has Lakshmi as his wealth, he in whom all wealth resides. He who is the treasure house for Sri. He is the locker of the wealth of Sri. So here we need to know that when Padmavati Thayar got married to Sri Srinivasa, Padmavati Thayar told Srinivasa that You have taken sankalpam, you have taken the will to reside in Tirumala. And those days there is no bus, car, you have to climb, and you have to reach Tirumala by on foot. So it's so difficult to reach, it's so difficult to climb. So people, bhaktas who come to you may not be able to have strength to climb. So I would like to be in the ground in Trichanur as Padmavati Tayar, so that I would bless them. Whatever that you do, I would also bless them, so that I would take care of the devotees who are unable to come to Tirumala. Then he says, without you, what would I do, Devi? She says, no worries. I would be in you, within you, in 8 forms. Vaktrabje Bhagyalakshmi, Karatalakamale Sarvada Dhanya Lakshmi, Dordande Veera Lakshmi, Hridaya Sarasije Bhuta Karunya Lakshmi, Sarvange Saumya Lakshmi, Nikila Gunagadam Pare Kirti Lakshmi, Jihvagre Satya Lakshmi, Mayi Vijayata Mayitu Vijayatat Moksha Samrajya Lakshmi. She houses herself in Srinivasa's Divyamangala Vigraham, because Srinivasa Divyamangala Vigraham is the locker in which this Lakshmi as the Ratnam, the gemstone, is kept, and he has his divinity, his wealth, his tejas, because of Lakshmi in him. So Vaktrabje Bhagya Lakshmi, the Bhagya Lakshmi is in his divine face. Thereby he gets his splendor, his tejas. And Vaktrabje Bhagya Lakshmi, Karatala Kamale Sarvada Dhanya Lakshmi, Karatala Kamale Sarvada Dhanya Lakshmi. So beautifully he says, the Dhanya Lakshmi, the wealth, the material wealth will come from his hand, his palm. It is one of his hand, the right hand, right palm shows below, so that it says that you surrender to my feet, showing his feet. It also says Varadahastam, whatever that you dream, desire, I would grant you. And in his hand she is there, the Dhanya Lakshmi, to grant you the material, spiritual, immense wealth. Dor Dande Veera Lakshmi, on his shoulders, broad, strong, valorous shoulders, Veera Lakshmi resides. Hridaya Sarasije Bhuta Karunya Lakshmi, in his heart, the lotus flower like heart. The Karunya Lakshmi, full of compassion, full of Karunyam, full of Daya, to bless us with Vatsalyam, with mercy, with Kripai. Sarvange Saumya Lakshmi, Saumya means beauty, the Lavanyam, Saundaryam. The Tirumala Srinivasan is full of Saundaryam, Lavanyam, is because full Avayavam, the entire Divyamangala Vigraham, she resides manifesting in his Divyamangala Vigraham, Sarvange, in all Angams. Nikila Gunagadadambare Kirti Lakshmi, the Shreyas, the Kirti, the fame, the popularity is because of her Gunagana, of the Kalyana Gunams, of the Daya. Swami Vedanta Desika has sung 108 slokams called Daya Satakam on Lord Srinivasa's Daya. Only on the Daya, on his Karunya, on his compassion, on his mercy. She talks about the Daya. Vedanta Desika says it is the personification of Daya, and his Daya has flown, melted, and it has melted in the form of 7 mountains. The Daya itself is in the form of 7 mountains. And that is why Nikila Gunadampare Kirti Lakshmihi Chihvagre Satya Lakshmihi. In his tongue, the truth resides. That is why Perumal would never ever utter lies, false hope. When he says Masuchaga, do not fear. When he says Aham tva sarva papebhyo mokshayishyami, I will get you rid of all papams and grant you moksha. I would take care of you, do not worry. He means it. He would never ever go back on his word. Satya Lakshmihi Mayitu Vijaya Dharm Moksha Samrajya Lakshmihi Mayitu Vijayatat Moksha Samrajya Lakshmihi. He would grant moksham because she is there to recommend us to him. Such a beautiful slokam. So he is Sri Nidhi. He is the Sri Nidhi. The wealth of the Lord is she. He who has Lakshmi as the wealth. Sri Shankaracharya says, he who is the resort of the entirety of wealth, he is all powerful. He who is the Nidhi for Sri. Trimangyalvar says, Tiruvukkum Tiruvagiya Selvan. Tiruvukkum, Mahalakshmi's wealth is he. Mahalakshmi is the wealth for Vishnu. So, Sri Nidhi. Sri Nidhi is such a beautiful name. Sri Nidhi. So, here we talked about Sri Nidhi. Then Sri Dharaha, the bearer of Sri. The one who supports the inseparable nature of relationship between Sri and Bhagavan is once again revealed in this Nama. Sri Bhattar's Vyakyanam, Parasara Bhattar Vyakyanam, Ratnamiva Archisham, Pushpamiva Surabhim, Induriva Chandrikam, Amrtamiva Swadutam, Aupattikena Sambandena Sriyam Dharati iti Sridharaha. Just as the gemstone bears its luster, the gem has the voli, the splendor, the luster, the jyoti in the gem. The flower has its fragrance. The honey has its taste, sweetness. The moon has the brightness, the light. So also Vishnu bears Mahalakshmi in him by an innate relationship, by the inherent quality. In Srimad Ramayanam, when Rama and Lakshmana were brought by Vishwamitra, and Rama, Lakshmana were walking in the street of Mithila. They were walking in the street of Mithila, and in the palace, in the first floor, in the balcony called Kannimadam, Sita Pirati is there, looking at the street with her friends. And she saw one handsome young lad walking behind the sage Vishwamitra. Kamban says, Annalum nokkinan, avalum nokkinal. Annal, our Raman, looked at her and she looked at him. That is beside the point. The Sloka, the Kamban Pasuram here, Ponnin Jyoti, Podin in Natram Polive Pol, Tennun Tenin Tinchuvai, Sensual Kavi Inbam, Kanni Madattu Umbarin Made, Kalive Pode, Kalive Dode, Annamade, Mundurai Kandang Ayal Nindrar. The same Artham is told by Parasara Bhattar, just now what I said, Ratnamiva Archisham, Ponnin Jyoti. When Rama looked at Sita in that Kannimadam, in the balcony, he saw the balcony which is like a gold with golden ramparts, golden pillars, and all that. In that gold, whatever the brightness, she looked like a brightness in the gold. She looked like Podin in Natram. Podu means flower. She looked like the fragrance in the flower. Tennun tenin tinchuvai. She looked like the sweetness of the honey. Sensual kavi inbam. She looked like the beautiful song of the poems sung by Alvar saints, the Pasurams, the Tamil poems sung by Nammalvar. sung by Alvar saint, sung by saints. The Tamil Pasuram, that when sung, the how we get excited, the singing. தேன் வந்து பாயுது காதினிலே, that Rama saw in the Kannimadam. And here, when he conveyed through his look this particular meaning to Sita, Sita conveyed her reaction, response to him. You said about the Ponnin Jyoti. You saw the brightness in the gold in me. You smelt the fragrance of the flower in me. You tasted the sweetness of honey in me with your mouth. You heard the sweetness of the pasurams of saints in me. But what about your body, the Aimpulangal, the five senses? Mei, Vai, Kan, Muk, Shevi. The eye, ears, nose, mouth, and the body. The Mei, the Udal. What about your body? Where is the embrace, hug? You did not mention that. That he responded back with the look, glance, saying that Annalum Nokinan, Avalum Nokinal. He responded saying, we should get married first, then we would discuss that. So here, the flower, the gem bears its luster, the flower its fragrance, the moon, the moonlight, the honey its sweetness. Vishnu bears Lakshmi in him. But here Rama meant not the gold and the bright. I would like to be the gold and you be my Jyoti, the brightness. I would like to be the flower and you the fragrance. When I become the honey, you are my sweetness. When I become the Pasuram, the saints' verse, you become the song. So here, when that means you will be in me and I would support you. I will bear you. I will hold you. So here, that is what is talked about. It is not possible to separate the quality of an object from the object. You cannot remove the taste of honey from the honey. You cannot remove the fragrance of the flower from the flower. You cannot remove the brightness of the gold from the gold. You cannot remove the sweetness of the Pasuram from the Pasuram. Similarly, we cannot remove Pirati from Mahalakshmi, from Vishnu. Just as it's not possible to separate the heat from the fire, the whiteness from the milk, the prakasham from the sun, Lakshmi from Rama, Vishnu. So, Sri Dharaha, then Sri Karaha, he who makes Lakshmi in all avatars. Whether it is Sri Vaikuntham, whether it is Chirabdinathan, Parkadal, whether it is Rama, Krishna, Vamana, Parasurama, wherever she takes the avatar. Even in the Vamana avataram as the Brahmachari, how she is there, she is behind the mudichi, the deer skin on his punal. On the sacred thread the Brahmachari was wearing, there is a knot on the thread. And behind the knot hides Mahalakshmi, because he is a brahmachari. And Sri Karaya Namaha. Sri Barasara Bhatta Vyakyanam is Bhagavan makes Lakshmi take avataram in a suitable form when he comes down into this world in each of the avataram. Devate Deva Dehemyamaya Manushyate cha Manushi from Vishnu Puranam. She assumes the Deva Deham when he is in the Deva Lokam. She assumes the human form when he takes a human form. So here, so beautifully, he says Sri Karaha. Then Shreyas Sriman, he that has Mahalakshmi, who is resorted to by bhaktas for attaining the Shreyas, for attaining the moksham, for attaining the spiritual wealth. He who is decorated with the exquisitely beautiful wealth of ornaments such as Nupuram, Keyuram, Katakam, Kiritam, Haram, all that. So Shreyas Sriman, he who has Lakshmi to bless the devotees for attaining Shreyas. Here Maithili Sita, the daughter of Janaka, is surely bent upon showing her grace, her daya to those who make their obeisance to her. She tells the Rakshasis who were actually threatening her in Ashokavanam. And when Ravana was killed, Hanuman went to inform the message to Sita and bring her back. And Hanuman looks at those Rakshasis who were troubling Sita. Mata, please tell right now, just approve, I will kill all of them, crush them to death. Because he is so angry on them for threatening, for torturing Sita. Sita says, they did only as per the instructions of Ravana. Na kaschit na aparadhyati. Who has not erred in this world? Who has not committed mistake? So, I will forgive them. So she says, Pranipata prasannahi maithili janakatmaja alamesha patitratum rakshayo bhagato bhayat. Maithili, the daughter of Janaka, is surely bent upon showing her daya to those who make their sharanagati to her. Because they fold their hands for protection. So like that, they would take care of us at all times just by Anjali Mudra, just by folding our hand. Shreya Sriman, Lokatrayasrayaha, he who is the resort for all three worlds. He who is the substratum for the worlds of experience of Jagrata, Swapna, Turiyavastha. When we are awake, he who takes care of us. When we are in dream, he who takes care of us. When we are in deep sound sleep, Turiyam, he takes care of us. In our moksham, he takes care of us. So Lokatrayam, Jagradavastha, Swapnavastha, Turiyavastha. So here Lokatrayam means it can be the three world or three states of ours. Such a beautiful manner we enjoyed the Vishnu Sahasramam today, Sloka 65. Kavitarkika Simhaya Kalyana Gunashaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Gurave Namaha. Dhanyosmi. Adiyan.